back to another episode of CenterKick Weekend Review. I am your host, Akane James, and with me is, I wouldn't want to call him a regular analyst on the show, but I mean, he's one of us. Please make welcome AJ, also known as Mr. Nigeria Football. How are you feeling today?
Thank you so much for the warm welcome. I'm excited as always. First weekend review in the year.
Yeah,
so
with you.
Yeah, for me, yes, that's it. So let's get on to it, shall we?
All right. Okay, so before we get into the main discussion of today, let's go on a quick break. I know they say that they keep the best for the last, but I'm going to promise you that across all of our talking points today, we have the best sprinkle across board. So please do not miss out on any of our discussions. First, let's start off with the transfer news. A lot of signings for Nigeria as a whole across both the male and the female category. But let's start with the female category. Super Falcons midfielder Ngozi Okobi completed her move to Canadian club Ottawa Rapid FC to mark her return to active football after taking out time following the birth of her first child. We also had Super Falcons forward Bless Cinco join the Spanish side Deportivo on a short-term deal just to complete the rest of the season. Also, Super Falcons striker Odega joins Al Ittihad Ladies in the Saudi Arabia League for a 2-year deal, joining Super Falcons Ashley Prompter. Ezekiel Muteraya joining Valencia CF Women on a deal that runs till June 30, 2026. She also featured for the Nigeria Falconets and also for Niger Rattles and River Angels in the NWFL.
I think I'll just pick two of them that interest me. Starting with Ngozi Okobi. I've always wanted to give a shout out to women, who play football and go on maternal leaves and come back. I don't think any man will ever understand what it's like to, have a child, go through a 9-month process, and then come back and have to go through rehabilitation and so much, to have to be fit again and come back to playing football. I think in as much as men are giving more credit as to playing football because it's much more of a man's sport. Being a woman, going through all these natural, situations, and also being an athlete, it's not easy. So congratulations to Ngozi Okobi coming back. We're more than elated to have you return to the sport. And then for Francisco Odega, I remember the little drama she had with the Super Falcons national team. I think it was during the era of Andy Waldrum that there were questions as to is she still available for selection and is she still supposed to be a setup or member of the national team setup, and it was looking kind of like she was past her prime, but now she's getting a call-up or she's getting a deal in Saudi Arabia and joining Ashley Pomdra. I'm happy for her because financially I know that's a huge move for her, and I'm hoping that, that could really spur her back to the national team somewhat. I'm not saying that she has to be back there, but, the Saudi League is where everyone watches these days. So we should probably just look into bringing her back, and, now that she's gone to a league that has our attention, it probably might be something to look forward to in the future, that there's some more competition still there in that Super Falcon setup.
Alright, so let's start off with the male categories. I'm talking about Sadiq Ismail. We had a rumor move for him, but as we speak, we know the information circulating in the media space is that deal has been called off. It's not going through. Do you see it as a win-win for him and also his club?
I never thought any Remo Stars player would be the kind of player that would be leaving the season mid-season to go do a transfer. I've always thought Remo's a very well-run club in the Nigerian Premier Football League. Most recently, we got another player in the midfield that's moved abroad, Jide Fatokun, but this one is much that we're talking about here. I think it actually hurt every Nigerian that was looking forward to the Championship of African Nations when he moved, or when we got news that he was moving to FK Partizani, because he had that position locked down, the Super Eagles, the right back position. We always thought that it was going to be him, Immortal as well, starting in the AFCON or the Chan. But when he moved, started having equal with the likes of them coming up to the limelight to probably take that position from him. I'm not going to say I'm happy that the deal didn't go through, because then I'd sound like I'm against the progression. But from a Nigerian's point of view, I'm so glad that he's back, because now our chances of going far at the Chan tournament have increased, because believe me, he's been one of the most standout players in the league in the past few years. Last season, defender of the season, and this season we know what he can do. So I'm happy that he's back, but I hope that maybe in the future, let's say after the Chan tournament, a better deal comes and then it goes abroad where it deserves to be.
Yeah, I'm also looking forward to a better deal, because when they say one door closes, another open.
Albania's really not the best of league, is it? So I'm expecting him to be probably in one of the top 10 leagues in Europe, or maybe top 3 leagues in Africa, and I'm expecting that to happen.
All right, let's talk about Sevilla. This I don't know who's the media manager for
Someone said
Sevilla.
it's Iheanacho or Ejike. Someone said that it probably might be one of them.
Because those guys have been playing with us, but yes, we saw one of Nigerians, the Nigerian guy moved from Benue State, Jeremy Akol, joining Sevilla on a 4-year deal. Let's talk about that.
Ako's not a new name. I think we're only talking about him from Benin because that's his origin. He was playing the Ligue 1 and he was a very lovely player. I think we've seen a lot about him from last season and this season. I just love the way Sevilla are digging deep into the Nigerian PR and, getting players. They got Iheanacho, they got Chidi Ejike, and now they got Ako. But the other player we're not talking about is Ola.
Yeah.
Ola was at the Lagos Liga. By the way, shout out to Lagos Liga. They did a fantastic job back then in the tournament. And I love how he's gotten PR from Lagos Liga now to support his move. And shout out to every single Nigerian that came on that course, to try and get him to 100k retweet. You guys did fantastic. I mean, at some point I was thinking, can we actually do this? Because we actually overdid it. And if they did ask for 200k, I believe we won't go to 200. I think if 1 million,
we'd definitely do it.
We would have done it because, Nigerians, they won't tell you, but they're actually very nice people in this country. And they did it eventually. Yeah. So now we're waiting to see what Sevilla are going to do to ensure that they get him there for trials. And then possibly what follows up is a successful story, because trials doesn't mean he's going to be a part of the team. But I think they're trying to comfort Nigeria now by signing another Nigerian. But for Ako, lovely move. For Ola, I'm waiting to see what happens. Hopefully it materializes.
Nigeria Super Eagles fullback Bruno Yamachi joined Olympiacos on a 4-year deal. How about that move?
It's a decent player for the national team. At the AFCON last year, I was complaining about Zaidu Sanusi. Terrific player, Sanusi himself, yes, but when it comes to, I think, attacking returns, he wasn't that prolific enough. So Bruno offers you that rigidity in defense and, fluidity in attack as well, and overlapping and making those tackles as well. I think he's got that position locked down ahead of the AFCON. If Calvin Bassett will not be playing in that position, depending on what Eric Schell wants to do. Love him at the national team, and he's an even better player as well when he was at Boavista. And now that he's going to Olympiacos, it's a deserved move. I just have problems that he's going to the Greek league. I thought that a player like that would probably move into the top 5 leagues, but he's going to Greece. It's not bad. It's a good league. Like you said, champions of the Conference League, and they've got all the decent players playing there as well. That was the league where we got Ekon playing before he moved to Saudi. Yeah, he was playing for PAOK Thessaloniki. Yes. Yeah. And so Oyemachi now playing for Olympiacos. I've always loved Greece. Lovely country, lovely history and everything. I think he's going to be fitting there perfectly. And they've got big names there. I think Daniel Podence plays for Olympiacos as well. So it's not a bad move, but in terms of what he's made to doing the national team, you would have thought he would probably move to a bigger team in a bigger league. But these things take time, and hopefully, if he wins the AFCON, who says Man United won't come for him?
Alright, so let's move further to the NWFL, our next subject of discussion. We had some amazing playoffs. So, this is on your screen now. We have the results for the Matchday 2. Headland Queens lost at home to Edo Queens 2-1. Danas Ladies played 2-0 against Confluence Queen. Abia Angels 3-0 against Nasara Amazons. Niger Rattles played a draw to Rivers Angels. Rubber Queens 2-1 to Adamawa Queens. Delta Queens 2-0 to Benue Kings. Remo Stars Ladies played a 1-0 win against Ekiti Queen. And Ibom Angels, of course, at home drew to Bayelsa Queen. Give us just 2 games you think were the highlights for you for that week.
Okay, let me start with the champions, Edo Queens. I love the show they always put on every time. They went to the CAF Women's Champions League, went all the way, just couldn't make it to the final. They give a good account of themselves. And I love the fact that team is well run. The media does a brilliant job, and they've got good players in the team as well. And now trying to defend the crown they won last season, they beat Harlan away from home. That's a lovely result. And then for Rivers Angels, they also have a good PR and a good media team as well. I think the goalkeeper that they signed, that everyone's talking about, Fatima. Yeah, a lovely goalkeeper as well. I've not seen her play yet, but she's an amazing looking person. And, obviously, you have to be attracted, if not to the game, but to the people that play the game. Yeah, so obviously, I'm waiting one day to see her play. Maybe if Rivers Angels come to Uyo, probably watch them play. Yeah, but Rivers Angels picking a point away. Another rigid team as well in the Nigerian Women's League. And hopefully they can achieve much more at the end of the season.
Let's talk about the groupings, right? In Group A, Edo Queens is today with 6 points, followed closely behind Remo Stars Ladies with 6 points. And then what you would say the relegation zone team is Headland Queens with 0 points and Confluence Queens with 0 points. Then in Group B standings, we have Rubber Queens with 6 points, Rivers Angels with 4 points, And then Ibom Angels, our very own, with just a point. And then Benue Queens, 0 points.
Everyone's been talking about Igbo Rangers and how they've been suffering in terms of infrastructure and support and financial, rigidity, and how they don't really support the team like they support the men's team. I think it's really a bad time for every football club in the state, because we've got problems and questions of, management and efficiency with the men's team. And with the women's team, it looks like they just don't care about them. I can't blame them. They're not winning games away. They're not winning games at home. It's like a reflection of the Aqua United team.
Yeah.
There's really not much to say about it. Everyone knows the problem, and if the problem won't fix itself, then I'm not going to do anything anymore. For the other table, it's just telling on itself, that Remo Stars ladies are doing a brilliant job. They've got lovely looking players as well, a massive PR team, talented players, and a good coach. It's just, everything is telling for itself. I think this season, the women's league is doing better than the men's league, if you ask me, because there's better PR, everything is just doing better in the women's league, and hopefully it keeps on improving like that.
Alright, so we wrap up for the NWFL. Let's move quickly into Africa League. And just for today, we're bringing up, talking about other leagues aside from the Nigeria Premier Football Leagues. For today's discussion, let's talk about the Egyptian League. And then when I did my findings, I found out that they have 18 teams playing. And the way they run their game is, the game is in two phases, right? The first phase, every team plays against each other just once. And then at the end of the day, they divide the teams into two groups. From the first to the number 9, they'll play for the championships. And then from number 10 to number 18, they play for relegation. And then at the end of the day, two teams qualifying from the first group, which is the championship group, qualifies for the CAF Champions League. And then in the other part, the last two teams get automatically relegated. So let's talk about their last game. Did you watch any of their matches? Yeah,
I've always seen Pyramids this season. Doing a brilliant job. It was until I came here that I saw the table, that you told me that Pyramids are top of the table.
Yeah.
They've been beating everyone. They've been absolutely remarkable this season. In the Confederations Cup, they've been outstanding. On the continent, they've been outstanding. In the league, they've been outstanding as well. I think there was their recent game, they won it as well. I think I was able to see some highlights from the game. They've been doing exceptional, for a team that wasn't established even up to 10 years ago. They've got this remarkable team and talent as well. It's telling on the investment that has been put into the team, innit? And you can see that we don't have that amount of that kind of, level of seriousness here in Nigeria, because I think I'd call them the Remo of the Egyptian League. But for all in all, I think obviously there's a reason why Egypt is ranked highest when it comes to African leagues by the IWFHS. And after Egypt is, the Algeria, Tunisia, and the likes of them. For the fact that Al Ahly are third in the table shows you how competitive it is.
Yeah.
And Zamalek are second. And they've not won the most titles in the league. So I love the way the thing is going this season. And Ceramica Cleopatra as well. They've got some Nigerian players in that squad. And obviously it's a team to watch out for. But the top 3 always have to be the biggest ones to look out for at the end of the day.
Alright, so here's the juice part of it. The top 4 goal scorers in the Egyptian Premier League. We have Nasser Mansi of Zamalek SC with 6 goals. Currently they've played just 10 matches. And then we have Fiston Male of Pyramids FC. The third player and the third top goal scorer for that league is Mohamed Ali of Ghazal El Mahala. These Egyptian teams that just so hard to pronounce.
No, actually, it's the name that I think you should have completed is Mohamed Ali Ben Hamouda. Because when you say Mohamed Ali, I think you're talking about the boxer. It's coming back to play. Right. So Ben Hamouda, I've seen him play a lot as well. These kind of players, I think they've been with these Pyramids team and this Al Ahly team. They've just been around. It's a popular name in the league, and at this point, just 4 goals so far, right?
Yeah.
It's not too bad. If they got bigger names, they'll probably do better. But they've got just one Al Ahly player in that top scorers, which doesn't make sense because you think an Al Ahly player.
And he's just the 4th on the list. Yeah,
probably means he's got more penalties or something.
Just 1 penalty and 3. Alright, so that is that for the Egyptian Premier League. Next episode we'll talk about other leagues, but let's move down to our very own league, the NPFL. Finally, the Matchday 20 started off with some games being postponed, but before we even talk about the results for the match days, can you tell me your most anticipated game? What happened?
Most anticipated game. I should have actually thought about this before the show started. Because I go into every match day having about 5-6 games I anticipate. There was one cancelled, two cancelled actually, but one was then on Monday. I don't think I had anyone in mind except the one in New York.
Yeah,
And
when it starts again,
that's partially because of the affiliation I've got with the team. And that's because I wanted to see, in my opinion, it was supposed to be a new start, you know, but at the end we saw a familiar result, didn't we? And it was just troubling. But I think that was the game I was watching out for, Aqua against Remo. It just didn't end the way I thought it would end, but that's the game I was watching
you were
out
expecting it in favor of Aqua United.
Maybe.
But that's just like the first step of picking a win in like 4 games that they've played head to head.
I mean, Aqua against Remo.
At the Nest of Champions.
It really doesn't matter. This is the Nigerian league. You're supposed to build on the records. I don't think you would ever go beat Remo away. As good as you are, you're not doing that. And Aqua just, how they say in Nigerian English, for their hand. What I was looking out for was, even if you lost the game, put up a performance that tells people the best is yet to come. And I've trusted Boboye as a manager who's always made differences in the team he's gone to. When he went to Heartland was struggling last season. You know, before the whole drama happened and they took him out and brought back the late Christian. I think Christian Abi was his name. Yeah, the late Christian Abi. He did well. They went to Sunshine Stars, did brilliantly, kept them on 4th until they slipped down at the end of the season. And I thought he was going to do the same. He's going to do it, but I think the first game he lost was just really problematic. And now it confuses the people following him and the team as to what exactly is the problem, because now they've changed the manager, brought back the man who won the title, and they just don't know what's going on. And I think everyone else in the state is talking about one thing, the management. But I really don't want to shed light on it. I think we've talked about it before. If the management is the problem, the manager should try and fix the problem by probably resigning. But how many times do you see in Nigeria that management resigns? It's like a future impossible tense.
Yeah.
So we're all here. We'll see what happens at the end of the day.
All right. So talk about Rangers against Tornadoes, that match.
You know how funny it is that Rangers beat Tornadoes away in the last game and then they came back and lost to Tornadoes at home. It's comical. I've not seen it happen before in the league. Everyone will say, yeah, you're still following the league, you're still new in the league. But I have never seen it happen in the Nigerian league that you played this team today. You beat them at home. And everyone is glorifying, you beat them at their home, away. You beat them away. And everyone's glorifying you for going away and beating a team because that doesn't happen very often and easily.
Yeah.
And then you come back and you lose at home to them. So Tornadoes probably lost that game and got so pain and they prepared themselves and came to get their own pound of flesh, and they did. So it was just impressive. I didn't believe it that because I thought that Rangers were about to get their first league double, but they lost. And Ilechukwu in his post-match press conference, he took the blame. He said that they have to go out there and correct the mistakes and come back stronger. And I think I agree with him, but I feel like nobody saw that result coming. Losing at home to Tornadoes. By the way, the funny thing here is that Tornadoes are not bad away, are they? They picked the third most points away from home this season. Rangers have also picked the most points. They are 4th on the table. So those two teams are actually very good away, and they showed it again in the last 2 games.
Alright, so speaking of this particular team, let's talk about that disallowed goal against Rangers. Did you consider that as an offside? Because I had
the goal that Rangers scored?
Yes, that was disallowed. I had to rewatch and rewatch and rewatch. I didn't feel it was an offside goal. Well, let me get your view on that.
I've learned to trust the referees this season, and it's quite funny that Rangers have been unfortunate to benefit from some sort of controversial decisions, but I think most of the times those decisions are correct. Rangers themselves have also been, I'm not going to make it look like Rangers have been, trying to make something happen, but it happens in football. If there is going to be a bad decision or a mistake, it goes around. It's not planned to, say, okay, I'm favoring Rangers, I'm favoring Remo, I'm favoring Enyimba. It goes around. But that was not an offside. Sorry, that was an offside. I agree with the ref, the AR. I agree with everyone there on the pitch. It was okay for me. It might come from my head, but I feel like nothing was wrong with it. And that was a good decision. It was 1 goal chalked off. Rangers should have come up with other goals. That's a simple thing. It's not easy to do, yes. But in football, if you create one chance, it doesn't work out, you create another chance and you try your best to score.
Let's talk about the rescheduled match that Enyimba got to play away at Kwara United.
I don't know why I didn't come to see the best of Enyimba. Well, I'm never going to argue about anyone about, the time of arrival on earth or anything. Funny enough, I was born that period when Enyimba were the greatest on the African continent. Have you ever seen Enyimba go 2 wins in 16 games? That's how terrible it is. They're winless in the last 4. lost 3 in the bounce in all competitions. And even more interesting is that they've won just 2 games in the last 16 in all competitions. And you'd think that change of manager would change their fortune. He did start, quite positively.
Yeah.
And at the start of the year, they beat Black Bulls by 4-1 in the Confederations Cup. They beat Nasarawa United 2-1 in the league at home. But then they draw 1 game, draw home against Al Mazri, lose away, lose at home again, lose to Pillars, and then it's really telling. And I hate when it happens like this because it discourages that motion that players should become administrators in football, because it's all going to be to Kanwankwo.
Yes.
What's he doing? Yes.
Yeah.
And, with the whole Brown Day situation as to how are they managing Yimba and what's going on, it really doesn't tell good on Kanwankwo. And before you know it, they change it. He's not the owner of the club. He's just the chairman. And if the people in charge are not happy, they'll change him, because you cannot tell me that Egoma is a problem. Stanley is a proven manager in the league. He's won the title once with Rivers United. I think he's won it once with Dolphins as well. Stand corrected. I'll check it out later. But he's always gone to the continent, and he knows his beans and rice from left to right. So you can't blame the manager right now. They've made some signings, yes. But still, what's going on with Enyimba? Well, let's just see what happens at the end of the day. 8th right now, aren't they? The table. Doesn't sound like Enyimba. Enyimba normally always top 2, 3, 4, 5. But now they're 8th. But I know they'll finish top 5.
But just before we go, let's look at the video on our screens of Brown Day's reaction after they lost away.
The system is getting worse. The league is not getting better. So I feel like we have a long way to go in the league. And for me, I feel like my time with Imba has been wonderful. But there's a lot of things in the league that has to improve, that is yet to improve. In terms of traveling, bad. In terms of feeding, bad. In terms of hotel, bad. In terms of how the players relax, bad. So we Nigerians are not ready for Continental. For me, I feel like we should put our house together before we can go play Continental, instead of going there to disgrace ourselves.
Okay, yeah, so coming back from that, let me get your reaction from that video.
He didn't say anything surprising. I just envy the balls he had to say, because 90% of players really can't try that.
Yeah.
They cannot. If you try that, you're on the bench and probably you fight. Nigerian clubs won't sign you again. What they said in that video, if you think you are somebody, let's not make it like a threat, but if you think you have something inside you, repeat what he said. Let's see if your club will carry you for next season. You will be on the bench, and even the bench, you will not like the bench. And on even NNL, it will be hard for NNL clubs to accept you, because I don't want to use the word hate, but it pains me how corrupt we are in the country, that it looks like we're at the point of no saving. Like, you are so corrupt that if someone speaks against your corruption, you want to end the person. There are so many NPFL players that would want to say things, but they can't say because this is their source of living. Mfonodo came back and said, Mfonodo is a proven name in the league that you can't dare tell Mfonodo you're not paying him, or you're not okay because you said this, I'm not signing you again. He doesn't need you. He's going to go abroad. And he's abroad at the moment. Mfonodo has said things over and over again in this league. They just don't care. Because obviously, even if they want to say, okay, since he said this, let's punish him or fine him. No. Okay, let's keep Mfonodo ourselves. We're talking about Brian Day.
Yeah.
I dare the NPFL to go and fine him or go and do something against him.
This is him daring, right?
Because he did not say a lie. The league is a joke. We're joking. Okay, the league is not a joke. We're trying. But we're not trying at all.
Okay.
We're not trying at all, because what are we doing? He said we're going to embarrass ourselves. Can you imagine him losing to Black Bulls in Mozambique? With all due respect, who is Black Bulls? Have you ever heard of Black Bulls before? What is a Black Bull? The only bull I've ever seen is when Spanish conquistadors or matadors are always doing those red flag things. What is Black Bulls? Okay. You're losing 3-0 away. And Enyimba cannot beat a team at home in the continent except Black Bulls. It's embarrassing. Rivers can't even go past quarterfinals. Which Nigerian team do you see in the semi-final of the competition on the African continent last? You're embarrassing yourself. No. So what he's saying, I love it that he's the one that said it, because what do Enyimba want to do today? What money are you paying him that they're not paying him? I even bet that they're not paying him well enough. Okay. Because he has been around the world. He has gotten money. I don't think they're offering him what they call money in that Enyimba. He can decide that I'm not paying you. They'll rush him. Rangers will rush him. See, Ideye is a big name. Yeah. So they can't do anything to him. We need more people like to speak up. The only reason Musa will not be repeating all these kind of things is because, in as much as he wants us to be better, he has seen Nigeria to the fullest. He knows the country is serving. He's the Super Eagles captain, like it or not. Musa will not do more than he can do. So this is the country we are in.
Yeah.
Every day we pray for Nigeria.
Look how
But
we're living now.
are the leaders helping us? Because in a much more sane country, a leader will see that video, will sit down and say, how do I better the league? But here, the person who will see the video, he will swipe and pass it. If they even send a link to him, he will ignore the link, he will not read the message. So who is in charge of the league? Let's start with the Imba. Who is in charge of the Imba? Why are your players not being paid sometimes? Listen, Nigeria's problem, the headache of this country goes back to our forefathers. You cannot end it one day. So let's just try our best. Let's try our best to supply Panadol or paracetamol to the citizens to take it as they go.
I took one before coming.
Because Ide, I'm sorry, Brown Ide, I'm sorry, but you have not seen anything yet.
Welcome to the league.
You've not seen anything yet. I'm happy you came back to help us. Thank you very much. But you've not started. When the league is going down, towards the end of the league, that's when you start seeing Nigerian league. So for now, just please bear with us. Thank you very much.
All right. So just before we head into the next session, let's go for a quick break. Welcome back. Of all the subject matters we've discussed today, I feel they are very interesting, but this is what I would say tops it for me, the TotalEnergies AFCON 2025 draw that happened just early this week. Yeah, early this week. It was early this week. Let me start with, did you watch that Jim's performance, that guy that sang that first song? I was like, why did this guy have to come here?
AJ, I went straight to the draws. I don't like
You didn't watch it?
I didn't. I was there, but I think there was another game I was monitoring at the time. This is CenterKick. We don't watch just one thing. Maybe you were watching one thing. I wasn't watching one thing. Because I know our producers will be asking us, did you watch the other one? And so if you're watching that one, I have to be watching the other one as well.
Alright. But I don't know who invited that guy. I was like so disappointed.
Jim, from what country?
I don't know. He should be from Morocco. But the guy that did it for me was Red One. It was
Red One. I know Red One.
Yeah, it was an amazing performance from him. The whole guys that came out, and then when he did his personal presentation, it was amazing. That song from Morocco, it was so amazing. I didn't hear any of it, but I loved it. It was amazing. Sure. Let's head into the draw. So we saw Joseph Yobo represent us as Nigeria in the draw.
Yeah. Lovely defender in his days. Obviously, lovely to have him there. For a change of phase, obviously. But it's starting with Group A.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me do the honors. I think Morocco, Mali, Zambia, Comoros Islands. For me, this is my group of death. I'm going to be sharp about it. I feel like it's a group of death. Why? Because you've got Morocco. I think Morocco are the highest ranked African team in FIFA rankings, and the host as well. You've got Mali, who were coached by the former Super Eagles manager, and it's that AFCON tournament that gave him a resume to get the job today. Mali made it all the way to the semi-finals. And believe me, he's the reason why I think he's going to be a successful manager for the Super Eagles. A very technical manager, technically sound. Mali didn't have any superstar, except I think Kone. But even then, Kone didn't play for any big team, but they're still able to go all the way there. So I think they still have remnants of that squad under Eric Schell. And I think they can still pose a big threat heading to the tournament. Zambia. If you're never going to be remembered with Zambia for anything, first of all, they won the AFCON in 2012, didn't they? And then I remember they woke up qualifying in 2016, 2017, I remember. The Chipolo Polo were never as hard to sweep aside. We had to struggle so hard to beat them in Lusaka and also beat them in Uyo. And they still got big names in that squad as well. I think Patton Daka still plays there. And they've got a very good league as well. With the Zanakos and Zesco United of this world, they can always produce stars for Chipolo Polo. Last but not least, Comoros is never a pushover. They can be terrible on normal games, but ask Ghana. Oh, sorry, Ghana didn't qualify.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry, Banco. Sorry. Chale. I forgot how to speak that.
They didn't see this coming.
No. You are still at basic tons. I actually learned Ghanaians with tons Ghanaians.
Oh.
But let's save it for another show.
Okay.
Anyway, we'll see Ghana at the AFCON. The next one. Yeah. Sorry, the one after that one. So I actually don't want you guys to qualify for the next 3. So let's just make it the next. Anyway, let's talk about teams that have qualified. Okay. So Comoros, they have a thing or two from beating Ghana, and I think they want to bring that against every other team at the AFCON. So that is my group of death. If you don't agree, fine. Everyone says the Angola group, but I think Group A is my group of death.
Talk about Group B.
I think Group B is a group that I have to have affiliation to because I've got players in the group, from my club in South Africa. First of all, Egypt, you'd expect that Egypt will do well because there's North Africa in it. But at the last AFCON, did they actually do that well?
But with the likes of Mo Salah and Omar
who?
Mamouche, of course, on
And who?
board.
You know, the funny thing about AFCON is that it doesn't matter the superstars you've got.
Yeah.
It's all about the tradition and the
Yeah.
tactics you use to deploy.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you might end up not even scoring more than 2 goals with all your stars. So, Omar Mamouche, Mo Salah, congrats to them. They're doing well with Liverpool and City. But that's not enough reason to say they're top in the group. Actually, I think South Africa's top in the group.
I feel so too.
South Africa tops the group not because I think I like some players there. I've been able to follow the South African League for a year now, and it's massive talent in the country. Believe me, from the defense to the lineup, to the midfield and the attacking. There's just so much to talk about. They've got the CAF African Goalkeeper of the Year, Ronald Williams, and they've got some lovely defenders there that are able to hold Nigeria off in the semi-finals. Kakana and Vala, I can never forget those names, and the likes of Aubrey Madiba as well. From Sundowns, those players, remarkable players. Mokwena, don't forget him. And there's this one from Orlando Pirates, Salente Mbatha. If you let him score from outside the 18, it's belter of a goal. And then the young man, the Prince of South Africa right now, Rele Bohile Mofokeng. If you let that one, if you don't mark him well, he's a threat. He'll rubbish you. Yeah. Mofokeng, there's also Masangwani, Mabasa. There's just so many players to look forward to.
I need to relocate to South Africa.
Maybe. It probably will.
And I think you like it there.
Nah, I just want to watch a game though. It's not a place I want to stay too much. It's not my home. Okay. You know, no matter where in the world I go to, I always come to Nigeria. Yeah. So just a vacation. Actually, for most people, I was talking about how Nigeria is. I want to run away. I'm not running from this country. I'm staying here. This is where everyone I know is. So I'm staying here. I'll go outside. Yes, I'll come back at the end of the day. So South Africa is the talking point of the group. They'll do fine. I trust them to top the group. Egypt should come second. It's not the first time Egypt will be losing South Africa at the AFCON. Angola, I think, will qualify as third best. They've got a lovely talent in the squad as well. They went all the way to the quarterfinals the last time with the Mabalulus of this squad and Justin Fernandez. What a lovely team. That their nickname as well is still in my head. Balanças Negras of Angola.
Oh, Jesus
and
Christ.
They have...
Can you not do this thing?
No, it's African football. You have to showcase it. You know, if it's Euros now, you'll be shining your mouth and everyone will be very happy. But I think I love African football, and that's what CenterKick is here for, you know, to bring African football to the limelight. Yeah. And so that group is a big one as well. Zimbabwe, also a big one. Warriors of Zimbabwe. I think the only big name they have there is the player who plays for Kaizer Chiefs, Kama Billiot in the Premier Soccer League in South Africa. So they might not be that big name, but they still can actually challenge. So at the long run, I think the top 3 are the ones that will qualify at the end of the day.
So let's talk about our very own Group C.
Tunisia. Whenever I remember that name, I remember 2022. Eguavon, God. Eguavon, I love you as a manager, but what happened in that game? It's still, I remember that day, I didn't leave the viewing center. I stayed there for like 2 hours.
Oh, chill. It
was even worse when Ghana knocked us out of World Cup qualifiers. I didn't leave there until they had to send someone from home to come and call me. That was the first time Nigeria did not go to the World Cup, and it was Austin Eguavon's fault. But he's made up for the error by qualifying us to this year's AFCON. So Tunisia, Nsakni, I will never forget that name. That might be our only problem. In fact, that's the only problem. I don't know if you noticed, Tunisia don't have any stars anymore. There's no Kajri, there's no Mabry. Those lot are gone. Well, Mabry is still available. I actually don't know what they'll pull up, but they'll not challenge us that much. Then, Uganda, Tanzania, I think they should just wait for Chan. With all due respect, please, just wait for Chan.
Alright, let's talk about Group D.
Group D, Group of Death. Well, they always call Group D because death stand with D. Okay. Know? But it's not the Group of Death. It's simple. Senegal. It's simple. Because now I'm actually torn apart between the Benin and the DRC. Because Ghana Raw is in Benin. And you know what? DRC qualified. Benin could probably be third best, but I think Senegal and the DRC.
Group E, Algeria.
Yeah, obviously Algeria. You know that man that had a thing in Equatorial Guinea? I think you're watching his AFCON very, very well. Yes.
It was shown on the draw, like it was.
No, you're kidding. It's not possible. There's always so much fun memories at the AFCON anyway. Yeah. But Equatorial Guinea, Nigerians will watching that team for another reason, I know. I think obviously on paper it's Algeria and Burkina Faso. Okay. Decent team, decent talent, you know, Premier League qualities in those two teams. So it's simple. I love the fact that Burkina Faso always come alive at the AFCON. Traore, he's always there. He always turns up to the party. And now they have this one that's playing for Bournemouth, scored a hat-trick in the last game, Dango Tara.
Yeah.
So he's going to be another player to look forward to. And Algeria, obviously, Mahrez will be invited, obviously, playing for Al Ahly in Saudi Arabia. And Ryan Nuri. There's so many stars from Algeria. So big team to look forward to, both of them. Algeria will qualify with Burkina Faso.
Then final group, Group F.
Nah, it is very simple.
No, not the final group, but let's talk about Group F.
Cote d'Ivoire and Cameroon. I love it when two French teams go up against each other, two top French teams. Yeah. But you know the thing here is that after these group stages, Cote d'Ivoire will not make it past round of 16. It's like a curse on African nations that are defending champions. I stand corrected. I want to see what will happen if they will break that curse, because they themselves, they were a magical team at last tournament.
Yeah.
And don't be surprised if, what's the man's name again, the manager's name? I've forgotten the man. He never actually came to my memory because he just rescued the team from nowhere. But I think I can still remember the man that they started the tournament with. MS Fair, yes, MS Fair. Don't be surprised if he finishes as third best again. Because he did it before, he can probably do it again. So, Cote d'Ivoire and Cameroon.
Alright, let's talk about Group G. Mr. Nsidre did tag you.
That's why I was, in the split second when you said it, I was running wild. Let me not get embarrassed on this show because I don't remember any Group G in my head.
Yeah.
But now I know Group G. Let me do the honors, please.
Yes, please introduce.
So in Group G, in partnership with our friends at theathletic.ng, Group G is proudly brought to you by Nigerians who don't like peace. In Group G, we have Ghana topping the table. We have Tamale. We have Accra. And we still have one more qualifying series, to get one nation to get into that group, And the qualifying series still has Kumasi, Mufasa Islands, and South Africa's Team B. Okay. And also the China Eagles of Nigeria. Right. So you never know. Even Aston Villa are in that group. So if whoever wins there makes it to, I think it's a very nice group to look forward to. The problem is the Black Stars might still not make it out of the group.
Shame.
So you never know. Let's just watch out. Charlie, they say nothing good comes from Bangkok. Wait, that's not the saying. I don't even know where I got that saying from. But let's just watch out for Ghana and the AFCON.
Alright. So that was amazing review of the groupings. Let's talk about, let's watch this video on the screen of our coach reacting after the whole draw when he was asked on his stance with the draw. And funny enough, I did see him smile after the group was revealed and like the Nigerian group was sealed. I saw that smile on his face.
If now you then push from Mali to Nigeria, you never smile. Regardless of what's going to happen with the NFF or whatever, because there's always going to be a problem later on. Okay. But regardless of what happens, I think he's a very happy man. Yeah. Last AFCON was in Mali. They don't have the kind of stars and ammunition like that we have. But he's a very happy man. I've never seen him not smile. Yeah. He's always smiling.
Yeah.
So that's quite good. I hope that we smile out of the AFCON with the title.
Yeah. But let's watch the video on the screen right now.
All right, Coach. The draw results are out. What's your take on the Nigerian group?
There is no little team in AFCON. You need to be focused. And I said a few minutes later, I'm focused on my player, on my team, and on March. We need to be focused on the qualifier, the World Cup qualifier, and after that, in October, we can think about the AFCON. But now we need to win 2 games in March. Let's go to the March.
Okay, Coach. Tunisia knocked Nigeria out of AFCON in Cameroon 2022. Are you worried that they are back into our group stage at this edition of the AFCON?
No. I said now I'm focused on the World Qualifier. This is a draw. There is four teams. Anyone in the AFCON can win the tournament. But now I need to watch my player. I need to work with them. I need to stay focused on the 2 games, in March against Rwanda, against Zimbabwe, and after that, I repeat, we will see in October for the afternoon. Now, let's focus on March, please.
All the very best, Coach.
Thank you very much.
All right. Let's get your review on his response to that.
Simple. Like I said, I'm supporting him, and he's given a very basic answer. So he's got our support ahead of the tournament, and let's see if we can come back with the title this time around.
All right, that's it for the CAF. Aside from all of what we've spoken about, was there any other standout moment for you?
From the draws?
Yes.
Just the fact that Morocco's facilities are breathtaking. We've been opportune to see, the hotels, facilities that Nigeria will be at. I think it's Faz. We're going to stay in Faz. And other nations are also allocated their own places as well. So obviously Morocco is a lovely place, and I'm not surprised about it. That's the only thing.
All right. So speaking of location, imagine you are at Morocco now.
I'm going to be there.
Yes.
I'm going to, because CenterKick is going to send us there.
All right. So let's say that you are there. Which is your favorite location of all the destinations that has been designated to the event?
You know a song? Casablanca.
Oh, okay.
Yes, that's it.
That's your
I think I
best
prefer Casablanca to Rabat. I've not heard anything about Rabat. Casablanca is like the Lagos of Morocco.
Okay.
It's just the hype about things that go on there, and then Rabat is just like the Abuja. Prefer Casablanca first, and then wherever it is. It doesn't really matter. Just get us to the AFCON final, and then I'll be there at the final.
All right. Let's talk about, we've wrapped up for the TotalEnergies AFCON 2025 draw. Let's talk about Dazzle FC. We saw them finishing third at the just concluded Phygital games. What do you make of that performance?
The team's ambition is in the name, Dazzle, and I've always appreciated talking about them every time. The talent is in the academy, the talent in the team, talent that comes in and goes out, and everything that happens there is just, commendable. And finishing third this time, well, he who fights and, should I say, doesn't win lives to fight another day. Because I have been witnessing them winning other competitions as well. Third place is not too bad. But I know that Dazzle FC will not be happy with the third place finish. A bronze medal is better than no medal. So just hold it on, and let's see what they can do next time round. I can just prophesy that next time it's silver or gold.
And that's it for our discussion for today. But first of all, it was so exciting to have you back on board. And I know we're not fighting about our names again. That has been sorted. But regardless, I may have to come back for you in the future. We're hoping that you have an amazing week. And so say something to the fans, your fans that have missed you.
Guys, please send funds. What do you think I was going to say? Giveaway. Please send funds.
Okay.
We do give a giveaway. I think depending as the show goes on.
Yeah.
And let's just see if our teams, well, depending on the team you support, let's just keep, just subscribe as always. Follow us on all platforms so you don't miss anything. She's going to tell you that eventually. But, trust us, we're blessed with funds here. The producing team are blessed with funds, so giveaway is sure. But please still send funds, please. Send
funds. Thank you so much. It was so amazing again, like I said before, having you on this episode. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. And please do not forget to subscribe. Like he did say that, I would reiterate. So please subscribe, follow us across all our social media handles. And please do not forget to turn on that notification button so that once we have an update, you are being updated. Thank you so much. I remain your host, Akane James. Until I see you next time on our next episode. Thank you very much.